Okay, guys, welcome to our executive training. It is coming up on the end of February. We're finishing out the February frenzy. We just had a really great week last week with the free enrollment and the mocha shake. So I really wanted to talk, last time we met, we talked about really matching your goals to your habits. And really this whole series is kind of about just the executive mindset. And so I just wanted to kind of go over, there's people in our company that go executive really, really fast, and then there's others that it takes them a really long time. And the one thing that I've kind of studied over the years of what is the difference between those people that go quickly and they hit that crystal executive and the people that it takes them years or months or whatever, what's the difference? And really the difference with everything in this business, guys, is mindset. So I just want to kind of go over like 10 of the key areas that I have personally defined for myself being paid. Now I've been paid as executive for a solid, I would say 4 years solid, where I have not ever fallen out of executive. I've always had close to 20. Kathy sees my downline, so she can attest to that. It's been a solid 4 years. And before that, I had gone executive, but I had petered in and out. And so I really tried to take myself back to that place of, because a lot of times on coaching calls with you guys, I'll just say, well, executive is a mindset. What the heck does that mean though? What's the tangible go-to, like, how do I, right? Because a lot of us coach with Jeff Combs and it's the how do I, but it's really, executive is a B state. It's a mindset, it's a mentality, and it's a standard that we have to raise ourselves to the standard of being a CEO, what I would call CEO mindset. So all of our lives are different. I mean, I see Meg's in her car. She's between clients, right? She's in her car. I'm in my trailer. Everybody's kind of, Britt's in her car with her kid. We're all busy, right? So what's going to set us apart from being busy to being a CEO and actually getting SHIT done? Like, how do you start to step into that? So I identified 10 key areas that I want to go over with you guys. And then I want to open it up and I want this call to be interactive. And I want to talk about these key areas. Okay. So number one is that executives and CEOs, they're problem solvers. If there's a problem on the team, they're going to fix it. They're going to look for a solution. They're solution seekers. Okay. Number two, they don't complain, they figure it out. So that 1 and 2 are connected. They don't just look and go, oh, well, this isn't done. Let me see who I can call and complain to. They're going to say, this isn't done. Let me take action. Let me figure out how to make this system better. And I want to give a shout out to Meg and to Emily, because they both have done this recently for me, where they saw that I was like, maxed out, right? Like I can only do so much for so many people. Okay, buddy, I'll get you water. So it's really important that we start to look at how are we interacting on the team, okay? Are we the leader that could lead a team? And you want to start to ask yourself that and look at when you see gaps in something in the group, if people aren't stepping up, if they're not doing, whatever. If we talked about after NYKO doing Sunday night success calls, testimonial calls. Now, this was not my idea. Someone else on the chat or other people, a couple other leaders were like, hey, it'd be great if we did this. I said, awesome, let's do it. I'll assist you. I'll help out when I can, but I'm not going to run it. Now, those haven't happened. So again, it's just looking at like, where can you fill in the gaps in your life with the team? Okay. Everybody's busy. Everybody has a lot going on, but leadership executives, they solve the problems and they don't complain. They figure it out. Okay. Number 3 is they're self-driven. They don't need somebody to tell them what's the next goal to hit. They're going to find it. They're going to find it. And when I first got into Isogenics, I didn't know Carl and Kathy for a long time, you guys. So I really didn't have an upline for a big part of my journey. In the beginning, I was just trying to figure it out. But you know what? If I hit a rank, I figured out what the next rank was. I understood the compensation plan. I spent hours understanding the ranks and what it was to max out, what it was to go 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. How much was that a week? Pose the kapow. You're right, buddy. So you want to get clear and you want to understand it. Okay. Even if there's not a training call on it, but you want to understand it, then research it. Because here's the thing, Isogenics has all of the information, like us leaders, we do these calls just because we want to keep plugging into the team, but Isagenix does a lot of this for us. Like, we don't have to do these things, but we want to because it's showing up in leadership. So there, you want to be self-driven. You want to ask yourself, am I self-driven? Or am I waiting for somebody to tell me what to do? Okay, so if you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do, I'm going to encourage you to step into the what's going to inspire you to be self-driven, to go for it, to figure out what your next goal is and put in the action that it takes. Buddy, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm going to turn the screen and I'm going to get my kid more cereal while I'm talking, because this is called multitasking. Number 4, you're going to be organized, okay? So you're going to be organized in what are your daily methods of operation in your household, in your office. Now, if you're working another job like Megan's doing, okay, where she's in between clients, look at her. She's got her notepad. She's in her car. She's taking notes. She's on the call. Because Megan is organized. Megan is self-driven. Megan is going to be an executive because she sees it. She can clearly see it. Buddy, hold on. Okay, so number 4 is organization. Check your organizational skills, okay? Where do you need to shift? For me, right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's functioning in my family environment in the trailer. So I meal planned our entire week of meals. I went grocery shopping yesterday. I got all the ingredients I needed for all of the recipes that I'm going to make. I prepped all the kids' lunches on Sunday. So again, because I know I have to be here working on my business, I can't be figuring out at 5 o'clock, what am I going to make for dinner? That's going to stress me out. So I have to be not just organized in business, but I have to be organized in every facet of my life. Okay. Whether that's how many loads of laundry am I going to get done today? How many phone calls, how many signups? It's all connected, right? So we can't have our internal lives being in chaos and expect our business life to be on point. It's not going to be. It's going to be out of alignment. So everybody has disorganization on some level in their life. This is not judgment, but figuring out in your brain for you, where do you need to clean up some areas so that your business can be more in flow? Okay, cool. Number 5, this is my notes here. Systematic. Okay, this used to really bother me. The word systematic, because I was, if you've done the color code, I was a yellow. I was like the fun, like party girl, like, woo, I want freedom. I want to build a residual income. I don't want to have to show up when I don't want to show up. I want to go to the beach. I want to be free. Like, no, you don't make any money being a yellow. You make money being red. So if you are a yellow and you're this free spirit little fairy, I did a coaching call with the lady not on our team yesterday. And we were talking about branding and getting clear on her branding. And she was all over the place. And she goes, you know, I'm a yellow. And I was like, girl, yes. How is that treating your bank account? And she's like, it's terrible. And I'm like, yes, you're right. It's terrible. So you can be yourself, but you have to be systematic. You have to have some sort of system. So I know Emily knows on Monday morning what needs to be done on the team. She knows what to post, where to post, all this stuff, right? Because we have a system that I run on the inside of my company. Now, my company drips down into your companies, but guess what? You can organize your company the way you want to organize your company. This is the beauty of it. It doesn't matter that I'm in your upline, you're my downline, doesn't matter, right? Carl and Kathy, very, very systematic. They are very systematic and they are very organized. I bet you if you called Kathy and you asked her to find a tax form that she needed, she would have it in 10 seconds because Kathy is organized. I know that about Kathy. I've never even seen her office, but I just know working with her over the years, she is organized and she's systematic. That's why their house is clean. That's why they're millionaires. That's why they're successful. Okay. It's all in alignment, guys. So figuring out what systems do you need to have in place for your follow-up, for your enrollments. Like I know the next couple months in my life is going to be super chaotic on the outside. So I've been setting myself up for success. I've been changing my systems a little bit. So I have enrollment form packs in my car. Okay. I've been carrying these around in my purse because usually I'm in one place. I'm in an office that's nicely organized with my desk. My office is now in a she shed half a mile back on the property and it's 20 degrees in there. So I don't want to have to run out there if I have a sign up call. So I've switched my system a little bit. Okay. So I have these organized in my car with a pen. So if I get a phone call and I'm out with the kids or I have a sign up call, especially like free enrollment week, have these out, set yourself up when we have different promos going on in the team. If you want to crush the next, whatever they're going to do, maybe March Madness or something for March, set yourself up. No, I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be traveling with my kids, whatever. Bring your business materials with you so you're not scrambling. You can stay organized, and then you have your enrollment form. You can plug it in when you're back at a computer later, all of that stuff. So looking at your systems and figuring out what systems need to be a little bit cleaner, or what systems just aren't working for you anymore, and you need to release them and reformat your systems, okay? Number 5. No, that was number 5. Sorry. Number 5 is systematic. Number 6. Thank you, Emily's like, no, you're up. Okay. Giving spirit, but great receiver. So let's talk about this. Leadership, you're great at giving, but you have to also be great at receiving. Now, here's where a lot of people struggle, and then they don't attract rank advancements, and they don't attract higher cycles, and they don't attract multiple streams of income because they're good at serving, give, but they're not good at receiving. So I want you to ask yourself this question. When someone gives you a compliment, what do? Someone says, that's the cutest shirt, and you go, oh, it's $5.99 on sale at Target. Like, why did you have to tell them that story about it, right? Why did you have to justify why the shirt looked good on you? Because it was cheap. Everyone's laughing because all of us do this, especially women do this. We cheapen our worth, and we cheapen the receiving. Look at everybody, because everyone's going, okay. So we all do it. I am a recovering under receiver and overachiever. How many of you can relate to that? Okay. I am a recovering under receiver and overachiever. I always show up. I always work hard. I've done that since I was 13. I don't have a problem with my work ethic, but for a long time I had a problem with receiving what I was worthy of. So get clear on, if you're not paid as executive yet, going to the next level, what does that make you feel like? Is it about receiving? Is it about, going to the next level of your income? And what is that going to do? What are people going to think? I was on a coaching call recently. I won't call the person out on the team. And they said, well, what are people going to think if I make more money? What are people going to think in my family if I make more money? You have to start to decode some of this stuff. You guys, do those people pay your mortgage? Do they pay your bills? Are they going to put your kids through college? Why do you care? Don't care what other people think. If you know you are serving with tremendous value, you're changing the world with what we have in Isogenics. You get to be a part of someone's physical transformation, financial transformation, mental transformation. That is a blessing. Sit down, please. Okay, so hold on while I pour almond milk into Bo's cereal. Okay, so think about, do you have a problem? People are like, I'm working so hard, but I'm not, Is your problem receiving? Are you good if someone says, hey, you rocked it? Are you good at just saying thank you? Not a story, not a going into a long dialogue. Jeffrey Combs would call it a drunkalogue, right? About why you did what you did when you did it. Just say thank you, right? So get in the habit, if someone gives you a compliment, just say thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate you for you notice my hard work or whatever. Okay. This is hugely important with executive mindset. You might not think it's attached, but it absolutely is. Okay. Number 7, you want to set realistic goals, yet have a big vision. So if you want to make 6 figures in Isogenics, you're not going to probably do that in the next 90 days. It's going to take you a little bit longer. So you want to have short-term goals. What's your, week goal? What's your month goal? What's your 90-day goal? What's your 2-year vision? What's your 5-year vision? I love what Tony Robbins says. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, and they underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years. This is not a sprint, guys. It's a sprint in some ways when you're working towards a specific goal, but this is a marathon. And if you were on the call with Mindy Schinner yesterday, she talked about the legacy mindset of, she's been in the company 13 years. It took her 13 years to produce $1 million. So what? So what? It took her 13 years. It probably will take me 12, or no, maybe 11. I'll probably do it in the next year. But so what? Who cares? Like, so what if it took you 15 years? It doesn't matter. So think about Isogenics as a whole. They set a goal to be $1 billion a year company about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, when Kathy Coover stood on stage and she said, our goal is to hit $1 billion, have $1 billion, $1 million blenders going off and $1 billion in sales. Now it took them it was like, you kept seeing it. They would show it at the next event. They'd go, okay, we're at 789 this year. We're at 880. We're at 9, whatever. They kept showing the progression. Now, did they get upset that they didn't reach $1 billion in a year right away? No. Hi, Londa. But it just shows that sometimes you're going to set this massive goal and it takes time to get there. So you want to have realistic goals, short-term goals that are plugged into your big-term vision. If you don't know where you're going next, you'll never get there. So what's your current rank? Where are you going next? And how much money is that? I was on a coaching call again earlier last week where a leader was like, okay, well, I want to go, to this star, but I want to be this rank. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That rank doesn't match those cycles. So you're going for the wrong goal. Like your subconscious isn't even in alignment because you're asking it one thing, you're playing small here, but then you're asking for the financial compensation here that doesn't match your goal. So you want to be really, really clear. Bo, don't hit the dog. You want to be really clear on that big vision, but those short-term goals. So what's your next rank? How many cycles is it? What volume do you need to produce to reach there? Okay, if you don't know these questions, ask me or ask Carl and Kathy. We'll show you, okay, this is what this means. And I saw a brilliant post from Emily Vavra the other day on her Instagram story where she showed her vision board of her printout. Now, she's making $2 million a year, and she still has her goals written, printed out, and she crosses them out. So it was like 15-star platinum, 16-star platinum, 17. Now they're going to 20-star platinum. That's her next goal. But she could see it. It was on her vision board. She knew exactly how many cycles, what weekly income, so that it was ingrained in their subconscious. So again, you guys, sticky pads. Where's my sticky pads? See, I even have them in my trailer. Put your goal on a sticky pad, put it all over your house so that you see it all day long. It's on your fridge, it's on your cart, all this stuff, right? Crystal Executive, 3-star golden circle, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in Isogenics, put it down on a sticky pad, put it everywhere. You have to obsessively look at it, okay? Obsessively look at it. Mine's 5-star, 100 cycles a week. I have it in my affirmations on my phone. Emily knows because she's Googled into my Google Calendar, so she gets my reminders all day long, right? Do you see them? They come up throughout the day. 5-star golden circle, 100 cycles a week. Okay. I haven't hit 100 cycles a week yet, but I'm going to because I have a vision, I have a plan, and I'm in action every day. Okay. What's your vision? What's your plan? Number 8, never quit. Never, ever, 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 ever quit. The only way you can fail in network marketing is if you stop trying. And you guys, I'm going to be honest, don't quit for a day. Don't quit for a day. Do something every day. Do something every day, even when you don't feel like it. Em and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about goals or something, and I said, everything in my life is uncomfortable. And she said, what? I said, nothing about my life is that comfortable because I'm always looking to push myself outside of where I'm at. And so my life is uncomfortable, but there is freedom in being uncomfortable because I know I'm producing the next vision of what I have to produce, or of what I want to produce. So get clear that when you're working towards these goals, when you're going to rise above the status quo and not work the 9 to 5 and not be bankrupt and unhappy and broke, guess what? You are going to be uncomfortable most of the time. But you know what's really comfortable is then being able to go take a week vacation with your family and not stress about it. It feels great to pay off your credit card in full every month with absolutely no anxiety. Like it feels great to pay your mortgage and not have to worry about like all of those things. Like you have to get uncomfortable to have the comfort. Okay. So never quit. Don't quit when it feels icky and sticky. That's when you got to push through. That's when if anybody's ever trained for a marathon, anyone's ever, been a professional athlete. I mean, Meg and I were semi-professional athletes at a really young age. So it's like that when you feel that burn, when you feel that stretch, you got to push through that. Like that's where you need to be, in that zone of being uncomfortable all the time. And that's where you get into the point where you'll never quit because you'll just get used to riding that wave. I love what my husband says. Like when he works out to the point of wanting to throw up. I hate that feeling. I want to quit. Like when I get to that point in my workout, I hate it. I want to quit. that Kellen's like, that's the line I ride in my life all the time. Like right when you're going to barf, like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. But you know what? The guy is in really freaking good shape and he looks amazing at his age. So it's what you got to choose your hard, right? But you got to never quit. All right. Number 9, don't fall into distractions. There's a point in time where enough training is enough training. Stop getting trained to get more training, to sit on your training, to talk about that you're getting on a training, to do some more training. Stop doing it, you guys. Just get into action. Okay. I would rather you call me and be like, hey, Britt, I haven't been on leadership trainings in 3 weeks because I've been crushing my signups and I just enrolled 20 people. Like, awesome. Stop getting ready to get ready. It's a distraction. You don't need to buy another book. You don't need to listen to another conference call. These are important, yes, to plug in, to reboot, to charge up your batteries, but nothing is going to overtake action. Nothing. Action is the most important thing. How many phone calls are you going to make in a day? How many people are you going to talk to? How many home parties are you going to schedule? How many launch parties? How many times are you going to, follow up or whatever it is? Like that's the money making skill. Getting on trainings is not income producing, you guys. So if you have a limited amount of time in your day to build your business and you can't be on all these, then don't be on them. Get into action, make phone calls when you're having, you know what I mean? We do them for people so they can plug in, but don't let it be a distraction. And then there's a million other distractions. How often are you scrolling on social media, answering everyone's team posts to cheer them on when you could be doing something of value? Not that those things aren't of value, but again, monitor your time. I don't respond to everyone's posts. I can't respond to all the tags I get in a day. I would lose my mind. I would make zero money because I'd be like following this rabbit hole of people tagging me on Facebook. Don't do it. Don't let it be a distraction. Read your messages. Look at your comments. Is it something that is going to provide value for you to respond? If there's already a bunch of other responses, don't respond. They don't need your voice. You know what I mean? Like you can pick and choose, but don't spend all your time on social media that you have people like, oh, I was on Facebook today and I commented on everyone's team posts. Like I worked in my business. No, you did nothing in your business. You did zero in your business because your business requires you to get on the phone, to connect with people, to close sales, to rank advance, all of these things, to move product in and out of your business center. It does not require you to sit on social media all day. Okay, so get clear on what your distractions are. Maybe it's Insta stories, watching other people's Insta stories. Like how many of you geek out on that? I do. Sometimes at the end of the night, I'm just like, oh, whoops. And then I just watch 15 Insta stories. Total waste of time. But I will do it if I crushed my day. And almost all the time, every single day, by the end of the day, I'm like exhausted. I crushed it. I did a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to give myself that space. Peter Kelly talked about, memes. She likes memes. And she's like, it's like free therapy, whatever your thing is, but don't make that your thing all day. Okay. Don't geek out on your television show for 2 hours a day. Like such a waste of time. Figure out what your distractions are. There's no BV in TV. I love that. Jay Bennett said that 10 years ago. And I was like, no BV in TV. I stopped watching TV 10 years ago. Don't watch TV. It's a waste of time. You won't make any money. Okay. Number 10, setting work hours. Again, we talk about this until I'm blue in the face, but it's so important. What are your work hours? Do you have a scheduling link yet? Don't wait till you go executive to get a scheduling link. Get a scheduling link now because you are a professional building a business. If you don't have one yet, get one, get one, get one, get one. We've talked about this over and over again, Calendly or schedule once. Pick the one you like, set it up, book your appointments. Be a professional, okay? Don't wait to make the money. The reason you're not making the money is because you're not acting like a professional. Okay, so that is my rant, my 10 things. What I would love to do right now is open it up, and I would love to hear comments, questions, or which one of these things you really resonate with or struggle with, and let's talk about it as a group. Who would like to jump up?
So just something that I did, I thought to myself, I don't need a scheduling link. Like I'm not making money yet. I'm not, really crushing it and all of that. And then just knowing what you would say to me and knowing what I know, being on all these trainings is that I need to have one, not only for Isogenics, but for possible massages, for collaborations, for Instagram. all kinds of things that I'm involved in. So I did get the Calendly link. I paid the $97 for the year, but I don't have to worry about it monthly. It's done. And I now know, so I have my 3 categories: massage, collaboration, and 15-minute isogenics, or health goals. So now I know, I have that avenue so that I can share that with people if I'm out and about or whatever, and they want to talk, I can send that to them or online. So that was one thing I did, and I just got clear on. And everything else you mentioned, just the self-driven, instead of waiting for someone to give you the answer, like go research. That's a big thing I've learned just from you this year, and not waiting for someone to respond, because we all are busy and we all have a ton of different things going on. So yeah, definitely love those 2 things.
Awesome. Thanks, Em, for sharing. Who else would like to jump up?
I'm going to jump on real quick because I have to go see a patient. But I listened to something that PETA said the other day, and I thought it was brilliant, and it fits into so many things that you talked about, Brittney. And she said, I work for my business. Who works for my vision? If you work for yourself, you're scrolling Instagram, you're playing at the beach, like you're not working for your business. So as soon as I switch the mindset of working for myself, because when I work for myself, things can be a little loose because I work for myself. But when I work for my business, like, what does my business need me to do today? My business needs me to get on the phone. My business needs me to get things, whatever. Like when I switched that hierarchy in my mind, it was less stressful for me, because it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this for myself, or what am I afraid to do? It was like, no, I work for my business, and this is what my business needs me to do today. And just get it done. So I put that up on my little board, and I read it in the morning, and it fits into a lot of the things you talked about today. So that's my little tidbit of whatever today.
So important, Megan. You're doing this literally in the pockets of your life, in the pockets of running another business. Amazing. And I'll share with you guys this year, when I finally set up payroll and paid myself, like, I am an employee of my company. Like, I don't get a paycheck unless I go in and run my freaking payroll. So it's like a whole nother situation now, right? Where, again, we've talked about this on other trainings, but would you hire or fire yourself right now? Would you pay yourself a salary? And if you did pay yourself a salary, how much would you pay yourself based on your current work ethic in your business? And that's what Megan just talked about, which is huge. Awesome. Who else would like to share?
Hey, Britt. I am still a recovering compliment deflector. I'm working, that's a daily thing for me. And I still have to work on setting my business hours and, things like that, my schedule. There's times when things get busy and life gets chaotic, and I push that aside. And, my whole week runs so much better when I have everything all planned out, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to get done, because then I don't get, I find it easier not to get lost in the Facebook hole and things like that. When I've got a list of all these things, and I'm not going to go to bed till I've got all these things marked off my list, I stop going down the rabbit hole of Facebook, because I know I've got to get this other stuff done. So thanks.
Absolutely. I'm all about checklists, you guys. It might seem tedious, but it will liberate your life. Checklists and reminders and notes on your phone and writing things down. There is a magic to when you take something out of here and put it somewhere else. It's going to get done. If it's on a list, that's why I like sticky notes, because I can crumble them at the end of the day when I finished it. And if I didn't, guess what? It goes on the top of my notepad for the morning of the next day, that I do it right the first thing. And that's what you got to understand in business too, and in leadership. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you don't want to do. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound freedom fulfilling to my soul. You have to do it. You have to do the dues of business to start to earn an income. So thank you, Kathy, for sharing. Who else would like to share?
I can go. Mine is time management, just being able to prioritize. I last week only was able to get about 3 hours of work in, and just realizing that the hours that I put in to make it count, like make those hours count. So I learned something at this workshop this weekend to do timers, 50-minute timers, 10-minute break, which I'm the opposite of that. If I have from 8 to 12 on preschool days, I will haul 8 to 12, but then I burn out. And so having those 10-minute breaks I was like, oh, well, when I get in my groove, I kind of just flow and keep going. And they were emphasizing the importance. So that's what I've been trying to implement this week, is to just do that. And then also social media, like timers. I used to be really good at timers. I'm back to timers because I get sucked in and it's such a waste of time. So yeah, so that's my thing, just time management.
Totally. I love that. You can even get like one of those little, like the toothbrush timers.
Oh yeah.
3 minute, you just like put it on your desk. I know Rebecca Cafiero had like a really like cute one. When I was at her house, she had it. She was like, oh yeah, I set it. And then when the sand falls to the bottom, then I'm done with that, whatever. So you could do it on your phone. You can get a little cute timer or whatever. So I think that's hugely important is I work really well personally in 15-minute sprints. That's how I book most of my phone calls. That's how I follow up with whatever it is that I'm doing. But everyone's different. So if if I know I have a big project going on, or I need to prepare for something, then I'm going to set like a longer timer for that. And it's hugely, and again, it's the structure brings freedom. Structure brings freedom. Like keep saying that in your mind for all of us rebellious people that want to rebel again. The structure brings freedom, because within that, you won't be as stressed. And then I just wanted to share really quick, like a state change of in those breaks. Cause I get sucked into where I'm not great at taking breaks for myself. Like I'll eat on the go, or I'm just like, whatever. Cause I'm running around, I'm just trying to get a lot of stuff done. So I've been doing with my kids throughout the days, like I'll just like put on music and like literally do like Tony Robbins, like state change, like woo, woo, like just like rock it out, like get the energy flowing, and then get back to work. Because like, even if it's just like 20 seconds, you totally feel differently when you give yourself that break.
Yeah.
Awesome. Lana, do you want to share?
Yeah. Hi. I think at the moment it's just time management for me as well. Really trying to manage our time, and we're just in the transition of trying to move as well. So that's been my biggest obstacle. But I'm planning to do a sip and sample hopefully in like just over a week, 2 weeks. So I'm going to start promoting that and working on that and connecting with more people face to face. I think that's my goal. I've been connecting and then plugging people in on Facebook, but I need to get out more and try and organize more time and sort of just managing my time really, and scheduling in more time for working actual hours.
Awesome. And I know it's challenging too. You have a vaccine injured child, and scheduling all that is very challenging. Elaine is one of the people that I really look up to in terms of like managing. She is one of the busiest humans I know. I am always like blown away. Like I felt like she crushed week 1 of Dump the Junk. Didn't she? She was amazing leading week 1, and she's working full time, and she's got Jackson and all this stuff. So I'm always really inspired by like how she organizes things. So definitely like reach out to Elaine. I feel like she's like a master of it. And once she's in the summer, we'll have her do a training when she has time during the day of how she organizes stuff. But one of the things I've seen Elaine do is there's just like never any excuses. Like she can be the busiest person, and she's like, it's okay, Britt, I'll handle it. Like, yeah, I can totally jump on, I'll figure it out. And she like figures it out. Right. So it's like going back to that mindset of not getting into the overwhelmed state, but like, how can I search for solutions in my own life? And you're right there, Lana. Like, I know you're going to crush it for sure.
Working on it.
You got it, girl. You got it. Let me know about your sip example too, if you need any help with that.
Yeah, definitely.
And whenever you make it out here, we're hanging out.
Yeah,
no, we can't wait to hang out with you. Come to this side of the pond, or we'll go there. Maybe we'll do a team trip there.
No, she's coming, right, Lana?
Yeah, 100%.
For celebration.
Yeah, I'm coming out before because we've got.
She's coming up, right? So I'm probably going to take her out for a day or 2.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Okay, you've got to keep me posted on that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll take a road trip to Buellton.
Yeah, it becomes chaos. It's really chaotic here. All right,
I'll meet you in Buellton.
yeah, Rebecca, you can come down and meet us in Buellton. We'll go wine tasting.
When is Lana coming?
When are you coming?
We're just trying to get settled with our moving first, because we have to schedule an appointment for my son to see a doctor because he's in California. So that's why we're coming out. But it's getting the times all like lined up exactly. But it'll be for probably about.
Okay, well, keep us posted. We want to see you. Awesome, guys. Any other shares? Any other comments? Okay, go rock your day. Have an awesome Tuesday. Bye. Love you all.